view, isn't there?
G'day everybody, welcome to the 7 Tackle Set. It is week 4 of the finals where we're basically previewing the grand final, but it would be rude of us not to talk about the Broncos, Mattrix. That's Josh and I said before the show, you do your thing. We'll sit back and you let us know when you're done talking about the grand final, and we'll start previewing next year.
Oh, look. Oh, sorry. I tried to put myself on the... look. Yeah, whatever.
Good.
Look, no team has ever come back from 12-0 at halftime in the last 100 games against the Penrith Panthers, and Broncos did the unthinkable. They're through to the grand final, carrying the hearts of many. I tell you what, it's hard to get a finals ticket. I spent probably the last 3 days trying to get a couple. But yeah, look, not coming down to see you this week, Braino. But look, they shut down Reece Walsh. There were some good moments from Reno. Payne Haas played 80. It was a final for the ages.
I mean, look, Payne Haas probably going to play 80 again, I'd naturally assume. He's pretty capable of it. Yeah, it's going to be a cracker, Josh. Obviously, it's a good game, and I don't know how invested you are in making sure that we had a grand final that didn't have the Panthers in it for the first time in what feels like 6 years. I think it's been.
Yeah, but in saying that, I think I was telling you this on the weekend. In the last 10 grand finals, Penrith or the Storm haven't been involved in it in just once. So it's it's cool. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see the Broncos in. I think ever since the boat trip, ever since Madge's boat trip, it's been a new season. But no, it's good to have Matty grinning ear to ear. And yeah, as you guys know, Reece Walsh is my favorite player in the comp. So it's good to see him silence some critics and get on the big stage once again.
Yeah, absolutely. At least one of our teams made the grand final. As Tigers supporters, it's probably going to be a while since it's us. But no, good for the Broncos and good for the game to see 2 different teams in the grand final. I think Broncos now have an opportunity to get a bit of it can't be revenge because it's not against the Panthers, but maybe make up for that come from behind win from the Panthers a couple of years ago, and hopefully make you feel a bit better at the Gold Coast Casino, Mattrix, this time around.
Oh. Mate, you've actually been one of the few people to see my heart break. Yeah, look, hopefully so. Broncos keep pulling it out of their ass. It'd be, I don't know, it's hard to see them do it again against the Storm, but it was the undoable against the Panthers. So, yeah, hopefully we can start a bit better. Paddy Carrigan is such a huge in. And to beat the Panthers when I don't think we played our best footy is probably the one for me. If we can come out and play our game, Penrith are just so good. I think maybe Josh said it. Penrith are just so good at making any team look like a Queensland Cup team in attack. So
it's good. It's good that you didn't quote the rest of that tweet. So I'm really, really happy.
Yeah, I'll just leave that there.
One there. No, just leave that one there. Look, as much as before we get to the SuperCoach preview, everyone's going to be saying Walsh, Clive Churchill, Payne Haas, Clive Churchill. Narrative, Ben Hunt, Clive Churchill. That would be a fairy tale finish. Surely Hunt finishes up. If the Broncos win, surely he's done.
Nah, he'll go around again. He'll want to. I feel like he's one of those blokes.
A bit of one more.
Yeah, there's a bit of Ricky Ponting about him, I reckon, where he'll play too long and end up being a shitter for the last couple of years. Collect his paycheck. Yeah, a bit of Ricky Ponting about him. We should shout out the Unlimited League winner. They are a winner of the Standard Squeeze. Thanks to the Standard Squeeze for sponsoring the show. Kamali's Quoits by Darren, 893 last week. I'm just looking through his team at the moment. He went Brayley, Haas, Katoa, didn't captain or vice-captain Cleary. He captained Alamotti. I bet you he's done that 2 weeks in a row. Well played, sir. Into a Reece Walsh 89 VC. So he also picked Braden Trindle at 5'8", who scored a good 15. So he's done pretty well to take that out, regardless of... Yep, well done. Mate, hit us up, socials, wherever you follow us if you're watching this, and we'll get you sorted with this Standard Squeeze prize pack. We've kind of already talked about, I guess, last week. We don't need to really rewind and do any of that kind of stuff, but let's have a look at the weekly preview. Realised I hit the wrong stinger, and that's, it doesn't matter. Let's call it trade targets. Yeah, we're just going to...
We'll fix that for next week, guys. Promise. It won't happen.
Yeah. We'll be back next week, bigger and better. All right, we'll start at hooker, I guess. It kind of makes sense to start with Harry Grant. Mattrix, any other options? I don't know whether Corey Pakes tickles your fancy.
Look, in the 28 minutes he's going to play in the final this week, I don't think so.
Put some respect. Clive Churchill and Ben Hunt's got hooker duel.
He does too, actually. Good shout. I mean, are you not picking him over Harry Grant?
No, but if it was a 2-horse race, that's what it would be.
Yes, but it's not. It's a 1-horse race, and it's Harry Grant. I mean, and it's hard because you've got to pick 4 players from each team. We'll talk about pods and things like that later, I'd say, but like, it's Harry Grant, it's Payne Haas. I mean, is there really any other reason to outthink the room on this one, Josh? Is there a way that you can potentially get an advantage this week by podding at these positions, or is it just centre wing?
Say the line, Mattrix.
No, help yourselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, for those believers that think that Stefano's better than Payne Haas, like he sounds like he's talking about in the media, for those 3 people at home, enjoy that.
I think we've said it sort of ad nauseum. Like, the way to win finals is to pot up at captaincy, not probably with the obvious picks, isn't it?
Yeah, that hurt us in week 1.
Especially with it's hurt me for week 1, week 2, and week 3. So yeah, no, but like, it's the times 2 and times 3, I think, are so huge that going against the obvious picks in Grant and Haas is just reckless. But going against them for, say, captaincy is probably more viable because it's a better way to make up ground.
Yeah. That's a completely fair call. 2RF's interesting. Eli Katoa, obviously the standout option per se. Paddy Carrigan has got the 2RF duel, doesn't he? He does. It just depends on where you want to spend up your Storm and your Broncos players, I guess. Like, I don't know, Josh. What are you thinking with where you want to use your like? I'm assuming it's Hughes at halfback. Where are you looking to use your Storm players? I guess that probably maps out where you're going to have your Broncos players then.
Yeah, I mean, Katoa's the obvious shout, but I am very much looking at Carrigan purely just as I think like it's just going to be big minutes for him. Didn't play last week, and I think Madge last game of the round last game of the year is just going to run them into the ground. Like, you may as well. Carrigan and Haas are probably the 2 fittest guys in this game in the forward pack, probably behind Liero, that would just play massive minutes. So I think if you're going to try and throw up a Storm spot, then it definitely could be a 2RF. I mean, it depends. Like, I am very much looking at Adam Reynolds, but I just think I will go Carrigan at 2RF to allow myself to have Hughes at halfback.
Yeah, my thinking's the same. It's like you want Grant, you want Hughes. Munster at 5'8" is like the obvious option unless you want to pot up with Ben Hunt. Or, I mean, Ezra Mam, I would have gone with Ezra Mam if he was starting, but off the bench just isn't enticing enough for me. And then, it might be Pappenhausen as well at fullback, but we'll talk about that soon. Halfback, Matty, it's Hughes, isn't it? Or are you going to back your boy in A-Ray?
Look, off a huge 34 last week, I probably won't. I think when the Broncos score, it'll be through blokes like Staggs and one of the wingers. So, yeah, I do think you probably have to look at Harry Grant and Munster and Hughes due to their involvement. Like, the Broncos are so good at getting it out to the edge. Like, Storm get it out to the edges in scoring opportunities almost exclusively, but we're going to be getting, Katoni Staggs so involved a lot of the time that I think that when you're going Storm, you've got to go sort of maybe Hughes, Munster, and Grant, and then pick one more. Unless you really think that the Storm are going to roll over the Broncos and you do pick a Xavier Coates or someone like that. But that really hasn't worked out for me this SuperCoach final series. I captained him 1 week. I'm probably going to be looking at halves from the Broncos from the Storm, because the Broncos also changed their halves in the game, which is not something that regular NRL teams do very often. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's just get 2 80-minute guys.
Tactically, they seem. Oh, sorry, Matty. Tactically, they seem. you said it doesn't happen too often, but having Ezra Mam as that little pocket rocket firecracker off the bench, we saw what he's done in really short periods of time, even a couple of years ago in the grand final, what he did in that game. Like, having that impact and him coming in with tired legs around the ruck could be super dangerous. And we've seen the Storm have conceded down that side way more. I think it's 50. I think the Broncos have scored more than 50% of their tries down the left as well, compared to like 30% on the right. So maybe I'd love to pick Ezra Mam. If there's a late switch or something, fuck, that'd be awesome. But yeah, it's just not. It just doesn't make sense when he's playing off the bench to start. 5'8", it's Munster, I'm assuming, as well, boys. I don't really see another direction here. I'd want to back the spine in, really, of the Storm. I think they're probably the best options.
Yeah, this for me, it's very boring because like hooker front and forward, halfback, hooker front and forward, 5'8" pick themselves. I think there's conversations to have in every other position, but these are the three that pick themselves for me, and these are the ones that have been locked in basically since the full-time whistle of last week. I mean, to your point, Broncos scored 21 tries to the left wing, 13 tries to the right wing. This year, Storm have scored 19 and 18, so no real split there. But in terms of the tries conceded, yes, on paper, the Storm right wing have conceded 19, but their right centre's only conceded 3, whereas on the left wing, it's 16 tries to wingers, 11 tries to centre. So it's definitely a perpetual trend to see the Storm's right leak, which I believe is Will Warbrick's side, which would be Karapani's side as well. So when we talk about centre wings, I think there is definitely credence to look at someone like Karapani. But yeah, in terms of 5'8", I would be very shocked if Matty has a genuine shout for anyone other than Cameron Munster, and it's boring, but 5'8", front and forward hooker are the ones where they're pretty much set and forget for me. Yeah,
centre wing, Matty, is where it might open up. There's obviously a couple of options. You mentioned Coates, probably can't do that again. Probably going to be the week that he turns up when you don't pick him. But I don't mind, and Josh mentioned Karapani, I don't mind either him or Shibasaki at centre wing, to be honest, this week. Just knowing those stats, I know Karapani probably ends up getting the line break and potentially a try assist down that side, but we've seen Shibasaki be a really good support player this year in multiple scenarios. He's great off a kick as well. They're probably going to target down that side, if anything. I don't mind Shibasaki as a play this week, Matty. Is it him or Karapani or anybody else you're looking at?
Honestly, I'm probably looking down the other side because I don't know if not Karapani. I don't think if Shibasaki's played his best footy in the last maybe 4 weeks since he sort of got rested.
Chop the goatee off.
Yeah, it's more. I think it's the goatee.
Exactly. Yeah, like he loses 10 points for that. That's cutting the goatee off, guys. But look, I do think that the Broncos will not try trick plays, but you look at the stats and Storm leak on one side. Like we saw Dean Mariner and Katoni Staggs score last week. That was on Renault's side. Honestly, I'm probably going to look to that side again this week. Look, Katoni Staggs. If Katoni Staggs won Clive Churchill, I would not be surprised. He's in the best form of his life. He's going to have an armband for me this week. I think that he is probably if not the must-have when it comes to talking about these guys. Shibasaki, fine. Karapani, fine. Coates, fine. Katoni Staggs is going to get his.
Game winner.
I'm looking at centre wing as a real boom or bust. I know we say it every week, but really, when you think about it, right, Grant, Haas, Carrigan, none of those guys, barring injury, are ever featuring in a flex. Munster's not either. And most people are probably going to run Walsh and Pappenhausen. I'd be shocked if they're in the contention. So really it comes down to Hughes / Reynolds. And then you centre wing. So, I think Shib is great, got a good floor, but, what ceiling does he have? I know that he's burnt you before, but I genuinely think Coates could be an absolutely, unreal sort of look. I mean, he's coming up against Mariner on that side. Would definitely think that Staggs is going to want to aim up. It's going to be Staggs up against Howarth. I think that's going to be a really good battle. And then it's basically Coates up against Mariner, or even Warbrick up against Karapani. If you need a Melbourne slot, I'm really looking at Xavier Coates because I do think the way that the teams are going to shape up for this final week, centre wing is basically going to be your boom or bust, and it's either going to be your flex or your top scoring position. So I know we burnt you both, but I think Coates could be a great pick as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, I can't talk you out of Coates. So I think the reason we picked him is because he can put up those kind of scores. It's more a matter of he hasn't.
Just hasn't.
So, yeah. But coming up against Dean Mariner, surely they're going to target in the air on that side. Cam Munster, little chips to that corner. I guarantee that'll be happening pretty constantly all night. And Warbrick's been pretty good since he come back too. Averaging 76 in the finals. So, either way, I don't mind it. Karapani, not exactly an amazing defensive winger either. So, either or. I don't mind it. But that means you've got to sacrifice one of your Storm players. It probably ends up having to be probably Papi if you're going to go away from that. I just like Papi as an X factor. He's a guy that can score 2 tries in 5 minutes and win you a game. And regardless of the goal kicking, I do want to just take a swing this week. It's not like I'm playing to win. I'm like 9,000th or something like that. Shout out to top 20%.
I don't know if it's a hot take, but I'd much rather Papi over. I'm much more confident picking Papi than I am picking Hughes. So if you did want to deviate a Storm spot, I think halfback's the place to do it, especially if Reynolds is back kicking.
Yeah, that's fair. I saw the interview and Reynolds was apparently supposed to kick that game and Walsh was striking him well, so Walsh wanted it until he threw it away. So, it's tricky. It's a tricky balancing act. I currently have an armband on Hughes at the moment. I just feel like he's a kind of like a big game player. I feel like a lot of it rests on his shoulders at times as well. So he's probably locked in for some sort of armband for me. I'm just not sure whether it's blue or orange at this point. Other centre wing options, we're just looking at Stags, Karapani, Shibasaki, Coates. We've just named half the back line.
You've named everyone but effectively, who did you name? Howarth and Meaney.
Yeah, because
Meaney goal kicks, bro.
Nah, fuck Meaney. Not
no,
picking
trust
that guy.
me. Meaney, I thought I was a big brain play pick a Meaney in round 1, and I got ruined. So
yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah, no good. But no, look, I think you can go. You could go much worse with those guys. I like the Stags play. It's big game player type stuff, and he's in the form of his life at the moment.
He'll be my captain, I think.
Right. I like this. This is like the week that I've enjoyed the most because we all have very different teams. Which is great.
Because we've got less people to choose from naturally.
Sorry, I say very different teams. We have like 3 people different.
Yeah. Which is probably no. I saw Matty's round 1 team. It was like completely different to ours. I think he had like 6 different players than us. Fullback. If you don't have Reece Walsh, like what are you doing? Like I think you've got to have him. Personally, disagree?
No.
Yeah, I've got him.
I don't think he's the best fullback in this game though, in terms of SuperCoach scores.
So if you're in terms of your structure of your team, you'd go Walsh if you couldn't get, or you go Papi over Walsh.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
You talk about big game players. Like, there's one player in this game out of the 34 names that has won a Clive Churchill in the last 5 years. So Papi does love it. Obviously big curtain raiser for Rugby 360, as we know. So yeah, it's gonna put a show on. I'd. You know what? For one final time, I'm happy to bolt a bet Pappenhausen versus Walsh if either one of you would like to take that up.
Yes.
Matty will take it. Yeah.
Of course he would.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could say Pappenhausen versus Ben Tolte, and I reckon that Mattrix would still take it.
He'd take Tolte.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes. Yeah. He's playing the curtain raiser, isn't he?
I think you've got a structure with both of them, obviously.
Yeah, I think so as well. At the moment, my team has Walsh and Pappenhausen in it. It just depends on whether I want to go Reynolds over Hughes or whether I want to look at loading up at centre wing and getting in Coates, because I kind of do like Coates as a play. Coates and Shibasaki.
I was so excited about having different teams. If you go with Reynolds and Coates, we have the exact same team.
Oh, I'm not at the moment. I'm not. So I've
got Reynolds and Coates.
Yeah, I've got Shibasaki and Papi and Walsh at the moment with Hughes. So
my only change, like my biggest change is it's Hughes and Karapani versus Reynolds and Coates. I think the fact that Reynolds is kicking maybe just slightly edges it for me.
Yep, that's completely fair. Captaincy, I mean, look, I don't mind, but what are your thoughts on putting a blue armband on Haas? Or is it just fucking swing for the fences this week? It's the last week. Unless you're playing and you're in the top 5 and you want to win some cash.
Yeah, no, I've got colourful names on both fullbacks. So
yeah, I'm the same.
I mean, if you're up there, I think it's captain Haas. If you're going well, if you're in a cash league, the captain Haas is the safest play.
Yeah, he's not going to score under 80, you wouldn't have thought. And playing 80 minutes, he probably goes closer to 100 than he does 80, to be fair. This game will be played up the middle for the most part as well. It'll be a real grindy game both ways.
Yeah, no whistle. No whistles happening here.
Yeah, there's a bit too much whistle over the last couple of weeks. That's been a big feature of the finals.
There's too much whistle in the first game and not enough whistle in the second game.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I think the whistle gets put away. And I think the ball's in play a lot. And I think the forwards just rack up points, hence why I'm going Haas and Carrigan.
Yeah.
I do think Liero's a shout. I think Liero could be a great shout.
Sorry, Matty, what'd you say?
I think these are the two fittest teams in the comp. If it comes to the whistle being put away, we could really see a great game.
Yeah.
Agreed.
This is like State of Origin 3, 2024 type stuff.
Yeah.
Which, low scoring sucks, but I think it'll break open at the end of the game. And when you've got Reece Walsh on the field, there's no way that you're going to see a score that's like sub 6 points either way. So something's going to happen. He's going to throw one into row F, 20 metres out from his own try line, or he's going to go the full field.
He either wins it or loses it. It's either like some brilliant 30-minute cutout ball over like 4 defenders, or just intercept straight into like Coates' hands to win the game.
Yeah. Which, look, you wouldn't have it any other way. You wouldn't have it any other way as a Broncos supporter, I'm sure, Matty. He'll lose your games, but he'll win you more, I reckon.
Oh, that when it bounced off the post during that kick, and my wife turned to me and said, "I think I could kick that." I was like, "Yeah,
probably."
Yeah.
Especially because he's actually like Walsh is like an excellent gun goal kicker too, like just quietly.
Yeah.
Got the yips.
Just misses at the wrong times.
Big yips, big 4 foot putt kind of guy to win the hole.
Yeah, a bit of Rory McIlroy about it, you reckon?
Yes.
About him? Yeah, it's rough.
That kick from Braino never looked like missing, though, right? I'm so glad this turned into a Broncos glazing session.
How good's
I actually forgot he missed the kick for South. Like people kept bringing it up. I was like, I just forgot it completely.
Yeah, it was so long ago. When was that? 2016?
That was
no.
No.
It was the start of the Penrith. It was the second.
Oh no, you're right. It was
second Penrith win. And then Parramatta played the grand final the year after that. Wild times.
Jesus. Actually, yeah, I remember that. That was fun. Good times. Dear. All right. I reckon that's us. It's been... how many episodes did we do in the preseason? I reckon we would have done 30, probably, as a minimum.
We have 3 a week for 27 weeks.
Plus the Q&A for Patreon as well, so technically 4 a week.
Plus 27. So in the regular season, plus the 4 for finals, we've done 112, and I reckon we did probably 20 in the preseason. So we've done 130. Fuck.
It's been a fun
year.
year.
Touch grass.
I know. I've been playing a bit too much 2K ones
way too much ones. I'm a toxic person.
Too much ones in the proving ground. He gets people on the mic getting angry at him, telling him to touch grass. So that's where that comes from. But no, guys, I think that'll wrap us up. Good luck this week. If you're in the running, hopefully you can win some cash for finals. Thanks for tuning in, not just today, but for all year. If you've been with us all year, thank you. Thanks for all of our subscribers for paying their hard-earned cash as well to get access to us and listen to us babble on about Gemmet Shibasaki. That's been a fun start to the year. But no, guys, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, for some reason, you don't actually even have to hit subscribe. We'll be back in like February. You can do it then. Actually, no, we'll be back in January. So
that you're a terrible marketer. You could easily plug the 14 other sports that we do and tell people to subscribe.
No, don't bother.
You can.
No, we've got a heap. Yeah, everybody knows we've got heaps going on. NBA's ramping up. SuperCoach is like 3 weeks away. So is the fantasy season. You're doing EPL SuperCoach, and that's been going for a few weeks now. So you and Deadly are killing it over there.
Also, 30th in the world for UCL fantasy, by the way, of like 1.5.
Oh, listen to it. So. Next week we'll see there's a UCL podcast floating around with Josh's head on it. But the NFL guys are doing a great job as well. BBL at the end of the year. It's all happening. So, yeah, definitely tune in there if you're interested in those other sports. The World Cup's still going as well, the SuperCoach World Cup. That'll have its final leg in BBL at the end of this season. Myself and Horse and Deadly will get involved there at the back end. But, our pre-season for footy for NRL probably starts, first or second week of January, potentially. So,
trust me, I want
time off.
Like the second week of December, but these two definitely do not. So we will sit down probably actually mid-December and work out a content plan. But yeah, you'll probably see us, the 3 of us together, yeah, probably second week of Jan thereabout. So you get a little bit of respite from us for about 3 months.
Yep, pretty much. BBL we're still going, which is like there's no way I'm talking about NRL in December. BBL hasn't even started yet by the time Josh wants to talk about fucking NRL.
No,
So
yeah, see, I reckon next year will be different because I reckon I'll just be like fucking done because I've been talking about EPL for 40 weeks.
that's true. You haven't done an off-season podcast, have you?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to all year round podcasting. It's a good time.
I'm so good. And stay tuned for our NBL podcast. That'll never happen.
Yeah, because NBL sucks.
Are you beating the coach?
No,
Yeah,
I refuse to make a team because you know what? If you don't make a stand, on NBL,
That's funny, as because your mic just
I
cut
love
out
when he goes
as you
on-
started
he goes
with
on
your
monologue.
rant.
Big monologue, and it just cuts out. So it's much like Harold hacking the pod.
Oh dear. All right, that'll do us. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we'll see you next year for NRL SuperCoach in Jan. See you then.
Cheerio.